Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. I'm incredibly influential.
And I'm highly successful.
Today is Wednesday, the 10th of May, as we are recording this. Uh, glad to be with you guys. You know, yeah,
Yeah, we're all still here.
yeah. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? In in the it's touch and go. It's touch and go. Uh, I want to just jump into it. Let's just go. Let's just get into it, hard and deep. Uh, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. What are your thoughts?
It was a good closure to a pretty good movie series in the Marvel franchise. It's like nice that we finally have a good Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's been a while. It
It's
is
been a dry
definitely.
spell
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, the last good one I would say came out in 2021.
It's
And
like
that
always
is
crazy when like the same studio can produce such varying levels of content, you know.
Yeah,
They have
I would
very different creative directions.
yeah, I would agree. I would say let's just say our non-spoiler opinions now. Um I'd give it like a 7, 8 maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to put a number. I'm just going to say that, you know, I would
That it
go
was good and
see
you
it.
recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I Yeah, I don't know. I like to try and crystallize my thoughts down into a number, but I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard. I guess it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Um, unless you've got like a. What I really need to do is I need to set up a list of like a film for each rating, and then I'll be like, okay, this is where it's at. It's better than this, but not as good as this. I think that'd probably be smart. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think Guardians 3.
If anyone likes the previous movies, they would like this one.
Would you say, all right,
If you
where would you
don't, then maybe you won't like this one. That's that's my take.
You know what? Based. Where would you put it in terms of the trilogy?
I think I put it at the top.
Me too. I think it goes this one, then Volume 2, then Volume 1. Um,
But I mean, as far as like these movie franchises go, in like trilogy form, this has probably been like the strongest, most consistent.
I would say the Spider-Man trilogy was pretty good. It
Oh
was pretty
yeah,
consistent.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
Don't get
That
me
that
wrong.
was that was the one that I was alluding to was the last good Marvel movie. Um,
No Way
uh,
Home.
yeah. It was good. It was really good.
Well, yeah, I would
Tom
agree with you.
Holland's yeah, Tom Holland is phenomenal as Spider-Man. Great casting. Um, all right. I guess we should go into spoilers now. But yeah, we both recommend it. Go see it before you listen to the rest of this episode. But make sure you come back. Make sure you come back. You better. I'm watching you. Uh, but yeah, I think yeah, let's get into spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Here's a thought. Here's a thing that I noticed. Um, this is the second time in the last like month or so where a Chris Pratt movie has used "No Sleep Till Brooklyn" by the Beastie Boys because it was in the
Yeah,
Super Mario movies as well. Yeah,
there's just gonna be overlap like that, you know.
yeah, yeah. Or Chris Pratt really fucking loves that song. He really loves that song.
I don't think he gets to make the choice for what
I don't
song.
know. I don't know. Maybe not. Just on the soundtrack thing as a whole, how do you feel about this one?
I mean, it's probably not my favorite soundtrack from the three movies, but I
Yeah, me
think it's
neither.
serviced the movie pretty well. I mean, there's some numbers I think like
Yeah,
that hit a lot harder than others, but you know, those were like fantastic for the bit.
yeah.
But
Awesome Mix Volume 1 had like I would say Awesome Mix Volume 1 is probably the best one, but Volume 2 has Mr. Blue Sky, Brandy, and The Chain. So come on, you know. But all right, yeah, I would say that this one was the weakest. But again, No Sleep Till Brooklyn, fucking great song. Gotta love the Beastie Boys.
Yeah,
Gotta love the
I'm
Beastie
like,
Boys.
I don't know. I'm impressed with the pacing of the movie. I felt like it
Yeah,
was pretty good. Like it's a long movie, but you didn't ever like
feel its length.
yeah, and I was kind of worried about that when I started seeing that they were doing flashbacks like
I didn't
sparsed in the
see.
movie.
I didn't look at how long it was gonna be.
Oh,
Um,
I knew from the beginning.
yeah, I didn't. I when I bought the tickets, I didn't look at that. So I was just like, all right, yeah. I didn't realize it was that long. It doesn't feel that long. I need to look up how long it actually was
It's
at
two
this point.
hours and 30 minutes.
No fucking way. Really?
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Did not feel that long at all. It felt like just as long as the other two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But oh yeah. James Gunn is really fucking good at that. Uh yeah. He's real good at keeping it real fucking pacing, just nice and tight. You know, tighter than a miser's purse. Really.
yeah, I mean, I feel like we saw in his movie The Suicide Squad, he's able to handle a large ensemble of characters pretty well
Yeah.
and
I
give them a lot of like a good enough amount of recognition in the story to feel like, all of them have their moments. So
yeah.
it
I
felt like the same was done here. I mean, I felt like Mantis was given a lot more to do in this movie than the
mhm.
second one, which is a step up.
Mhm.
I think that giving her more like interactions with Drax was also good because I mean I get it, the second movie was mostly about Quill,
Mhm.
but uh yeah, it was good. It was I I don't know how to feel about like the fake out, the death fake out. I don't know. To me, he looked pretty dead, but for some
Yeah,
reason
he
he was able to
fucking
survive that.
popped. He
He
fucking popped.
he bloated. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, that's it. That's really it."
Okay. When
I guess
we
he's part god, you know?
yeah, when
Whatever.
Peter comes back, well, all right, we got something on this, right? Peter's grandpa, Jason Quill. I don't know if you know anything about Star-Lord's origin in the comics, but it's nothing like it is in the MCU. He has nothing to do with Ego in the comics.
Yeah.
His father, Jason of Spartax, he's like an alien guy, uh, and that's where he gets like his powers from. And uh, yeah, so I'm wondering if maybe we're gonna when Star Lord comes back, because you know he will.
Yes. That was
Uh,
made abundantly clear in the movie
yeah,
in
uh,
text format.
yeah. So when he comes back, not if, um, we might see something about that. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I. Who do
I
you
really
think got the most time to shine here? Like who really got
Rocket.
the? Yeah,
Rocket.
yeah. All right. So
Man was
I
incapacitated for most
most of
of
the
the
movie.
movie
Yeah,
and still had more time to shine than the rest of the cast.
I don't know if it was the soundtrack or the cinematography or what, but the scene just at the very beginning where he just sort of is walking around and it's "Creep" by Radiohead. Like, fuck, man, that just hit. It just hit really good. That
I
was
mean,
very
it's
solid.
yeah, like it's a cool start to the movie, but then it's nice that that moment has a greater payoff from
Yeah,
watching the rest of the movie.
yeah. But I mean, it didn't even really need a greater payoff because fucking "Creep" by Radiohead is a great song.
Yeah. I mean,
Honestly, I think I prefer that version, the acoustic version, to
I
the.
think they should have put the swear word in that
Yeah,
song.
Yeah. Well, even in that version that came out in like 1992, it still doesn't have uh they don't say fuck in
Oh, they
uh
they don't.
no, it's only in the original version. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I
So
you
they
know,
picked a version that didn't have it.
yes.
Okay.
But also, I mean, it fits a lot better that it's you know.
Yeah, you think it fit better in the door scene?
I don't know,
I
maybe.
went to see it with my friend. He was talking about that, how he heard something about how that was going to be used in the movie, and he was disappointed by it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that was kind of stupid, but whatever.
Yeah. How did you feel about uh the last scene with Dog Days Are Over?
Um, you know what I mean? When like everyone splits up.
Well, it's just like the whole dance party thing, yeah, but also that.
I mean, it's kind of fun. It
Yeah.
I th It's weird because I mean I've read somewhere that James Gunn was trying to emulate the feeling of watching Star Wars
And
by making this movie.
now
And
having seen Return of the Jedi very recently, I kind of get it. I kind of understand that. It kind of feels like the Yub Nub scene.
yeah,
Obviously with much better music. Uh yeah. Fucking hell.
but
Uh
he was definitely uh reaching those points
mhm.
in those story beats in his movie. So, I thought, okay, it makes sense.
Mhm.
I know I know why he's doing it in the like in the story, but I also know why he's doing it as a director. you
Mhm.
know, like he's given them this big celebration moment, which I mean I think they kind of deserve
Absolutely they
because
deserved.
they don't really get to have that in like their other movies. They're usually
Yeah.
too busy dying or, you know, running away.
Mhm.
So,
I'm surprised nobody really died in this, you know?
yeah, but there were still stakes for the characters, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Not
I
not to
think
say that
the
there wasn't stakes, but
I
like
think
yeah.
like the a large emphasis is that so many of the characters that we see on screen have already experienced some form of loss.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, like it's not as much about seeing what more they could lose, it's seeing how they can move on as people
Mhm.
and grow. So, and I think that was pretty well executed in the movie.
I would tend to agree, yeah. I think all in all it was just a very well executed movie. I think James has really come into his own as a filmmaker.
Yeah,
He's really been growing up.
he has definitely, you know, distinguished himself separate from the Marvel brand.
Absolutely.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
it's he
Everyone
just like
always
has his own
says
brand. Yeah.
everyone always says that like, oh, these are the only movies to feel like they're directed by like a human, and like that's obviously not true. Like, because you can see.
The other movies are directed by humans, but those humans are not good directors.
I would disagree. I would disagree. Up until you know, Thor Ragnarok felt like a very Taika movie, and Love and Thunder was shot like a Taika movie. It wasn't written like one, but it was shot like one. Um, I would say Black Panther feels like a Kugels movie. You can definitely see like if you watch like Creed, for example, Creed 1 versus Black Panther 1, you can see similarities. You know, it has the feel of it.
hmm
Um, I would say recently maybe they haven't been feeling so personable, but like you know, I Eternals felt like a Chloe Zhao movie. You know, They feel like they're directors. It's just that Peyton Reed, who did Quantumania, he has no soul. He genuinely has never created a good film. His soulless, provides nothing to the world of filmmaking or society as a whole. And if he never got any work again, I would not feel bad. Uh,
Well, there you have it. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, I was not too impressed by his catalog
exactly.
in
Like most of them
the
have
least.
directed at least one good film, right? But not him, not Peyton, not Peyton. He
Not not
sticks
a-
to making
not by himself, at
exactly.
least. With
Yeah,
help, he can make something pretty good.
yeah. I wouldn't doubt it if most of his work on the Mando season 2 finale was very minimal and gone over by a very thick brush, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah, someone definitely did his homework for him. Is all I'm gonna say. But yeah, James, fantastic director. This is a good send off for him in the MCU. It's a good send off for all the characters. How do you feel about him taking over at DC?
Well, it's it's not new news anymore.
It's not, but now that we're seeing it,
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's it's at an interesting time is one thing
mm-hmm,
because we haven't really made the full switch
mm-hmm,
yet. We still have movies from the old DC universe
yeah,
that are yet to come out. So, but I think that it's fine. Like
yeah,
I think it's I think it's okay for there to be an overhaul in the DC cinematic universe or what
yeah,
have you.
absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely,
they're not even really that reliant on their own canon. They can still produce films like The Batman and, be willing to branch out in that way. But yeah, I think he's got a good eye and direction for
yeah,
comic books. I hope that what he does for other movies can still be unique to, the source or like
mm-hmm,
the sort of ideas of the characters that he's going to be using.
mm-hmm,
Because, you know, the Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy definitely have their own sort of flavor in, how they present themselves
mm-hmm,
and in like, I don't know, energy in that movie.
yeah.
And like I think that was captured really well by him. But
I would agree with that.
at the same time, I don't think he could do the same thing when he directs a movie about Superman.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to say like, uh, can he really pull off the Boy Scoutish nature of Superman, right? Because if we look at the slate, right, um, his first few shows. All right, so what it looks like is he's just gonna not recast anyone from like Peacemaker, shit like
No.
that. So he's just doing so
But
so
I
the
don't think he needs to even.
no,
Like
absolutely not. They were fantastic. They were fantastic. I would
I
be
think
upset if
I
he did.
I think they're even going to have a second season if
Oh
I'm
yeah,
correct. So
yeah. So what
so
it's
those
looking like
people
right
have
now,
something to do.
yeah, what it's looking like right now is, so the first thing that we're getting is Creature Commandos next year, which will be, um, Viola Davis is coming back. Um, Steve Agee, who is economist from Peacemaker, he's back. Um, It's gonna have Rick Flag Senior, which is Rick Flag's dad from the Suicide Squad. He's gonna be played
Okay.
by Frank Grillo. Um, and then at the end of Peacemaker's season one finale, Waller is getting her own spin-off show. Um, again with Viola Davis.
That's cool.
Yep. I'm glad that they're not recasting it. I hope they're just gonna be like, this is the exact same universe, but also at the end of Peacemaker, season one, it wasn't Ezra Miller's Flash and Jason Momoa's Aquaman. It was they just retcon it. Like maybe they'll just go back and retcon it and just have fucking
I mean, it's hard to
whoever the
picture.
new people are.
It's hard
Yeah,
to picture anyone else playing that character.
the Flash or Aquaman.
Um, Amanda Waller.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Viola Davis was a fucking inspired choice.
Yeah,
Absolutely inspired.
one of the best things to come out of that first movie.
One of the only good things. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so second season of Peacemaker is coming. But I think it's gonna be after all that stuff. So Waller, and then there's gonna be a Lanterns show, which is Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Fucking sweet.
That is cool.
And then
It's been a
Paradise.
it's been a while since we've had anything Green Lantern in live action.
Yeah, all we had was that one dude, the one monkey bird ape dude in a fucking uh Justice League, Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
Um,
the re-release.
yeah. And then also there's gonna be a Themyscira before Wonder Woman, like Game of Thrones style show. Uh yeah. And then
I
we're
mean,
getting
I hope he's not like heading all of these projects because
he's
that
not,
sounds like
he's
a
not.
lot of work to do. But I also trust his ability to find people to do, you know,
Yeah.
something
He's
meaningful.
not
I mean,
he's
you kind of need that skill when you're in that position. Like
oh yeah.
it's not like um for phase 4 Kevin Feige was literally on hand like, you know, sculpting everything going on
Yeah.
during um during all those movies productions. But, you know, he definitely found people
Mhm.
to work on them.
All
So,
right. And then
yeah, what
so
else?
after that is Booster Gold. I forget who we got for that, or did they even talk about that at all? Um, but it's gonna be like a comedy, so I'm excited for that. I think that's cool.
Hmm.
I like Booster Gold. I think he's a fun character. And then for movies, July 11th, 2025, Superman Legacy, uh, directing and screenwriting, James Gunn. Um, and then we have The Authority. Uh, in the comics, it's like uh, just some characters. You probably never heard of them. But yeah, it's really weird that he's bringing out these really weird characters.
But we
Um,
should be used to it by
yeah,
now.
yeah. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy was that. Brave and the Bold, which is Batman with Damian Wayne. Um, the Matt Reeves's version is still gonna continue under the Elseworlds label, just like Joker. Unfortunately, even comparing those two films is just leaves a horrible taste in my mouth. Um, and then we're getting Supergirl World of Tomorrow or Woman of Tomorrow. I haven't heard that much about it, but sounds exciting. And then here's one that I'm really excited. All right, Swamp Thing horror movie directed and screenwritten by James Mangold.
I don't know his
So,
previous works.
Logan, 310 to Yuma,
Oh,
The Wolverine, Ford versus Ferrari, and he's doing Dial of Destiny. So, very exciting.
that
Very
is
exciting.
cool.
I love James Mangold. He's so good. He's a really fucking good director. And he's a really
Uh,
good writer too. And
So it's
yeah.
good that he's given a DC project. That is
Yeah.
also a change for him too. Someone who
Hmm.
mostly worked on, you know, um, in Marvel.
And he's also working on a Star Wars film. So it's a good fucking year for James Mangold. This is a good decade for James motherfucking Mangold.
Mm.
For real. He's making buku bucks. Yeah. I'm excited though. I think James Mangold has a really good directing style, really good writing style, and I really appreciate it. He's darker and grittier, more down to earth, and I really like that. I really like it. I
Yeah,
think he's gonna do a good job.
that's kind of wild. There's just such a huge number of movies to be expecting.
Yeah, and then yeah, we're I think we Marvel may be in decline. I I I will honestly say I don't think uh I don't think it's gonna be all that worth seeing any more Marvel movies. I'm still gonna go, but I think if the average fan wanted to stop now, go ahead. Honestly, I wouldn't I wouldn't blame you. I'm not sure
We would
there's gonna
still
be that much.
recommend this movie, but
Yes,
otherwise,
100%.
you would you just drop the genre
Yeah, honestly,
entirely. I
honestly.
mean,
I mean, we'll tell you if they're good and you should go see them, but I wouldn't blame you if you stopped.
just
Uh,
beware the DC fatigue, because
I
it might be coming.
I don't know. I think we're gonna see a new renaissance of DC projects. Peacemaker already did that. Um, Apparently, the Flash movie is gonna be very good. I still don't know if I'm even gonna watch it because Ezra Miller's a bitch.
Yeah, I don't know if I could really support that man.
A person, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And
Like,
also it's kind of depressing what they're doing with Michael Keaton. It's a little bit depressing that,
yeah,
yeah. But apparently everyone says it's fucking good, so, I everyone said the same thing about Guardians 3 and I went into it and it was good. So, we'll just have to see.
yeah. I mean, I had some more faith in this movie just because we've seen
Yeah.
things come from this like scope before. But I mean, the Flash is just something totally different, I will say.
Yep.
But I
I
don't
don't know.
know. I don't know how to feel because really Ezra Miller is still just a shitty person as it stands. I don't
Yep.
know. I really like cannot feel that comfortable watching him, let alone twice as much of him on one screen.
Yeah. They really are rough. I don't know if they
That's
still go by they them. I don't even know. But yeah. They're they are
it's not to
really
any fault of the studio because I mean,
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
how do you account for somebody's actions like that? But that's just the world we live in right now.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. Uh Also, Aquaman still has Amber Heard in it. They really do double down on we're gonna keep working with all the shitty people and we're gonna let all the good people go.
Hmm.
Right? Like,
I mean, I'm
uh,
probably just not interested in that. Like, even before she was, you know, she it came to the public eye that she'd done those things. Just because I honestly did not really like the first Aquaman movie.
I thought it was like surprisingly good. It was cheesy and campy, but it's a fucking Aquaman movie. You can't make Aquaman serious, right? Like, have you seen his fucking costume? That
I
bright orange with the green boots? Hell no.
Justice for Black Manta.
Yeah.
The
I
man
mean,
got
I
the shaft in the second act.
I mean, Black Manta, he's got that giant fucking thing on his head, man. At this point, you gotta kind of accept that you're kind of a fucking loser at that point. at that point. If you define yourself as the arch enemy of fucking Aquaman, you're gonna get clowned on, dude. Just like in real life. In real life, if Aquaman existed and there was a villain who specifically went about fighting him, I would clown on him so hard on this podcast. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I would be clowning on him. Actually, hey, James, Jimmy, my boy, James, my boy, my man, my main man. Give us a cameo in one of your new DC
What?
movies. Give us a hey. You know, it's a shot, but you know, give us a cameo. Hell yeah. I would if he reached out to us, he emailed us and he was like, "Hey, do you guys want to be in the new movie? Are you gonna fucking say no?"
Well, I would not say no, but I don't think that's happening. So
Yeah, that's the attitude that you're not exactly the attitude that you're not supposed to have. No, we gotta be like, of course he's gonna put us in the new movie. You know, we're awesome. You know, James, call us, or DM us on Twitter. I don't know, do something. Hit us up.
find a way to reach us and then
Yes.
reach out to us.
And we will be in any of those movies. We don't care. Any of them. My preference is Superman, but obviously I don't know. You're probably starting production on that pretty soon, considering it's supposed to come out in less than 2.5 years. Yeah, I'd imagine you're already starting production on that.
So your time to ask us is ticking, is what you're saying.
I wouldn't mind being in Batman though. Like, come on, would that not be the tits? Would that not be the tits?
Yeah, make me one of the drowning children. Drowning children number 4 in the flooded Gotham.
No. No. In James Gunn's Batman, in the
he's
main
making his
DCU.
own. Oh.
Yeah, it's the Brave and the Bold. Different from the Matt Reeves one. Matt Reeves, if you want to put us in, in the Batman Part 2, I would not be opposed to that either. Just put us in all your movies. Actually, yeah, hell yeah. Just cast me as Superman. Like, why not? Right? You know,
I don't think
do the
Superman's a ginger.
Shut up!
He's
Shut
not a
up!
ginger.
I'll be Hal Jordan. I don't mind. I'll do it.
I think he's not a ginger either.
He is. He has red hair sometimes. Sometimes. Who knows?
Okay.
Anyhow, James, Jimmy, Jim, my man, my main man, put us in your movies. That'd be really cool. Yeah. Give us a cameo in your movies. Yeah. Specifically one where we clown on Black Manta. Please let us clown on Black Manta. That'd be hilarious. Let us hit us up on Twitter at IIHS Podcast, all one word. Hit us up. We'll be in your movie. We'll do whatever you want. We have no dignity. We'll sell ourselves.
Awesome.
We will absolutely sell ourselves.
I would
out
even
for that.
sell out to hating Black Manta, even if I like him.
I mean, you know, if they want to like have a little snippet of us debating whether Black Manta is cool, you know, I'm fucking down for that. I'm so down, dude. Hell yeah.
He is.
But yeah.
Cool.
Agree to disagree. But yeah, let us know. Also, we have to go to the ad break, so we'll be back in a bit. Love you. This episode has been generously sponsored by skunknuggetparenting.com, run by my own talented mother. Parenting is hard. Sometimes kids and parents are like night and day. It can be very hard to get on the same page with them, and a lot of parents have anxiety that maybe they're doing it all wrong. Luckily, there is a service out there that can help. Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions is a company that provides parent coaching services, resource referrals, and psychological profiling, along with 24/7 phone and text access in an all-virtual program. Plus, the first consultation is free. In order to get this amazing service, please visit skunknuggetparenting.com. That is skunknuggetparenting.com. Thank you to Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions for sponsoring this episode. Thank you all for listening. And now, back to the podcast. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for sticking with us. I've got some news. This happened in between when we were recording part 1 and recording part 2. Are you familiar with the Finnish Prime Minister? Sanna Marin? I don't know how to pronounce it correctly in Finnish, but yeah, are you
Maybe
familiar?
I've heard of her in passing.
She got into a bit of hot water because she likes to party, but so she's relatively young for like world leaders. And you know, she's a young, attractive lady. But she recently released that she's filing for divorce from her husband. So I've got it. I've got it. I've gotten in. I'm
Yeah.
hell yeah.
You're trying to tell us all that she's available now.
I
The
mean,
Finnish Prime Minister.
not for long. Santa, hit me up. I'll yeah. I'll pay for the first date. I will. But I was talking about this. I was on a Discord call with my friend in between. I was like, I can afford to keep doing this podcast forever if she and I got married. So that would be pretty dope. So Santa, hit me up. I know you're a patron of the arts, and I mean, what could be greater art than this podcast? Shut up, dog! My dog's barking. Shut
I
up!
can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that
Maybe
worked.
your dog wants an in too.
I mean, we're a package deal. You know, she's gonna have to be a stepmom to my furry child, my four-legged mutant furry child. Would you knock it off, dog? Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. Santa, hit me up. Yeah. I had a thought
Wonderful.
recently. Do you want to hear about it?
I suppose so.
So like, I was on my phone, right? Just, you know, nothing going on. I was like dog sitting, I think. And I'm just on my phone. And Tierzoo, are you familiar with Tierzoo?
No, what is that?
So Tierzoo is a YouTuber who makes like biology animal videos, but sort of structures them in like putting them on like a tier list, like a Smash Heroes tier list or like an Overwatch Heroes tier list. It's like video game style, right? And he made this video on giraffes where it's like, are giraffes OP? And I watched it, and just like right as I was watching it, I was like, damn, giraffes really be out here existing, you know, right? Because like I'd forgot that they existed, you know, right? Because like I don't often think about giraffes, right? So like when something reminds me of them, I'm like, oh damn, that's crazy, that's wild, you know?
Yeah,
Because
because they
like
are in fact real.
they are,
So they
and
say.
they look really weird, you know? So I was like, I now know what it's like to be like a Roman soldier that Caesar sends to Africa and like sees a giraffe for the first time in his life, you know? It's just like, damn, that's crazy. That's wild. But yeah, that was my thought.
Well, we're glad for that YouTuber's contributions for entertaining
Indeed.
the thought.
Indeed. Speak up a little bit.
Speak up a little bit.
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
All right, that's fine. But yeah, that's I mean, do I have any other oh, I do. I have
Give
one
us
more
the
story.
news. Give us the news, man.
I have one
Tell
more
the
story.
world.
I have one more story. it's not quite news, but um, so I was talking with this girl, right? Uh, and I guess I had a bit of an epiphany. But she was like, if a dude offers me a tampon when I don't have any, it instantly makes him more attractive. I'll go back into that later. I wanna pose a question to the audience,
You're
but
gonna
I'll go
hold
back to
that
that
thought.
later. Yeah,
You're
everyone
gonna put
hold
a
that
pin
thought.
in that.
Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that.
We can't
Um,
just like sit on that for a little bit.
no, 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 no. We got to finish the story, right? So she said that, right? Like if a dude offers her a tampon and she doesn't have one, it instantly makes him more attractive, right? And so I said, BRB getting 10 boxes. And then I was like, no, wait, if I steal all of yours, then you never have any, and then I give you them, which instantly makes me more attractive. And then I realized I had an epiphany there. That's just what the federal government does. They steal all your money and then they give it back to you in a worse way, and then they assume you're stupid enough to enjoy it and vote for said politicians. I figured it out. That's just how the government works.
That's quite a stretch.
No, no, no. It's true, right? It's true because they take your own money
Well, it
and
depends
then
on
they
if you think that like tampons are worse than what you've given to get them.
no, no, no. Like they take your own money, but then they give it back to you.
Yeah, in
Um,
the form of tampons.
no, no, no. They give it back to you in like, well, first of all, in terms of like tax refunds. Financial tip, everyone. I know we're kind of going on tangents here. Never get a tax refund. You want that
Don't
thing to be as small as possible because that's your
don't
own
get it.
money that they're holding on to you. That's their own money or your own money that they're holding on to that you
Yeah,
can't
so you
use
want it to
until
be as
refund.
small as possible
Yeah, you
so
never
that
want
you
to.
get as little money back
Yes,
from the government.
you want to have had your money the whole time because they're just taking away your access to your own money.
Well,
It,
just because I don't think that's like I don't know. You have to give the government money anyway through like any transaction you make. There's always a tax.
yeah, I know, and
So,
it's fucking stupid, but it's
so,
true.
so I think it's arbitrary to like think about how, that is not that is your money being taken from you. 'Cause like, yes, it is. But you would still want that number to be high because the money is still being given to you at the end
Well,
of the day.
it's still, but it was yours. You could have had it already. You could have invested it into a low cost index fund, or you could have bought Apple stocks in the '90s, or whatever the fuck. You could have even bought Bitcoin if you're a fucking idiot. Um,
Just like don't make any transactions that involve paying taxes.
yeah. Well, I meant like income tax, right? Like income tax, if you're because they'll hold on to it, and you have to make sure that you're getting the amount that they're supposed to be holding on to as close as possible, but a tiny little bit over, because you never want to owe them money, but you don't want them to be withholding your own money. On your income tax returns, you need to make sure that they're withholding as little as possible while still giving yourself a tiny bit of breathing room.
And giving
Because
you back as little money as possible.
yeah, so when you get that refund, you're getting back as little as possible. It sounds counterintuitive,
It
but
does.
it's true. Any personal finance person would tell you that. Uh, yeah. But back to all right. So this was coming from a debate that I was having with my mom, right? So over the weekend, went down to my house, got some boxes moved in, got my Wi-Fi set up. It's all good, super cool. Yeah, but um, and we bought a bunch of stuff from like Walmart and stuff. So that was
Okay.
cool. It's mostly livable now. Um, it still needs some like furniture and some other stuff, but I spent my first night there over that weekend, so it is perfectly livable. Um,
Tested and
yeah,
proven.
hmm no ghosts or anything. Um, but so my mom, she was like, I should have got you some tampons or pads. I'm like, why? I'm a single man. And then she's like, well, uh, she said in her opinion that if she went over to a guy's house and she got on her period and he had like products and shit for that, she would be, like she would be like grateful for that. I was like, I don't know, that just seems sus.
Is this the
But
same woman that told you it would be more attractive if you had tampons on hand
no.
to give?
That was a girl. That was a girl that I was talking to. It was different.
So you
Not my mom. No, no.
just the
But like,
same subject, but a
yeah,
different
but
conversation.
because I asked some of my female friends about it right afterwards. I was like, is that weird, or would you be like, oh, that's cool? Most of them said it was cool. Most of them said that it would look better if it was an unopened box rather than an open box, because if it was like an open box, they'd be like, okay, what other girls have you had here? You know? Um, and that might be like a concern. Someone I asked also compared it to like having a girl having a box of condoms. And I don't know if that's correct.
I don't.
Yeah, cuz like condoms and shit, that's specifically for sex. But like a tampon or a pad, that's just like for existing when you get your period. Like you don't need that shit specifically to get laid. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would be I guess I would be a little bit more sussed out by the box of condoms than I guess apparently most people would be on the tampons or pads. But then I asked some other friends. They were in the minority, but a couple of them did say that like um it was it would be weird, and the girl would get jealous, and also it's just like, it's doing too much. But where I arrived at is I already have a first aid kit in my house, so if I have tampons and pads next to it, it's just like preparedness, prepared for everything. That's where I'm at. But let us know, hit us up on
Oh,
Twitter.
I'm glad you've rationalized a
Well, what are your
reason.
opinions? What are your opinions?
Well, it
What do you
doesn't
think?
hurt. I think why not have that on hand? And why does it matter if it's opened or not?
Because if it's opened, then somebody else used them. So the girl might be thinking, who else is he having over?
Yeah, but does that matter? Like, it's not like she's gonna use every single pad in the box when she goes there the first time to take one.
Yeah, no. It's just like they might
So,
be thinking. They might be thinking like, all right, who's he having over? Is he hoeing around, that sort of thing? Uh,
well,
you know.
if that's what you're thinking, that's not my go-to thought. But,
Well, you're
if
neither one of us are women. Maybe again, female listeners in our audience, let us know on Twitter what you think. Um, what hashtag should you use? Uh,
is he hoeing?
hashtag. I mean, that is a really good hashtag, but I want to save that. I want to save that for a rainy day. How about
For
hashtag um period problems? Hashtag period problems.
that's so much worse.
I don't know. Hashtag IIHS
Is he
tampon.
hoeing? Like that's the thing about a hashtag is it can be applicable to multiple subjects, right? You can it's just meant to clump like a series of ideas.
All right, fine.
So
Add us on Twitter and use the hashtag is he hoeing. And yeah, there you go. There you
there
go.
you go. Okay.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can use that. Yeah, let us know. Let us know what you think about that. Um well, uh I got nothing. What do you got?
A big red button.
We don't have time. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
We're not
We
there
still
yet.
got like 20 minutes.
Is he hoeing?
Is he hoeing? I mean, I don't know. Do you have a big red button question this week?
Uh, I don't know. The, I will have to get back to you on that.
Uh, well, what are we gonna do for the next 10 minutes?
Well, I don't know. You have your news about your house.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. I don't know if it's that much news. I mean, yeah, I stayed over. Oh, my pods are being delivered today.
Your
That's
pods.
yeah, like U-Haul pods.
Oh, they're shipping shit.
Mhm. Yeah. It was
Okay.
supposed to be done on the 15th, but um
So
they're done early.
you are currently in the middle of moving right now.
Yeah, sort of. It's
Exciting.
yeah. It's just it's so it's hard, right? Cuz I've still got finals and some of them are in person. Um so I still have to be near my old school.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm still at home. Plus, I still have my PC set up here. So
So you're basically glued to your home until that moves.
yeah, pretty much. Oh, and my dog as well. But I'm waiting for the fence to be put up there, and they're not even the fencing company isn't even available to look until like the middle of June. So that's uh
So it's a work in progress.
it definitely is. It definitely is. But um yeah, and then plus I'm going to I think I mentioned this last week, but I'm going to the Dominican Republic for a medical mission. Um
Interesting.
yeah, here in the next few weeks. We just
Tell
went
us a little bit about that.
so it's just we're going to DR, you know, they're less fortunate than us, so we wanted to go and help. I was going to go to Guatemala over New Year's, like the day after Christmas to New Year's. But there's a long story about that in a previous episode. I forget which one it is. But I guess just quick recap is um my parents went to a party at my neighbor's house for Christmas Eve ish, or maybe the day before Christmas Eve, and one of the people at that party tested positive for COVID, and so they were like, "Oh shit, we uh uh like it'll take a while to incubate, but if we tested positive, if either one of us tested positive in Guatemala, we would have had to quarantine there for multiple weeks, and it was just not really conducive to that
So you were
because
benched for that.
yeah, so we just decided not to go. I think we had trip insurance for that for most of it, but yeah, we just didn't go. But this hopefully, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. This is going to be our first uh trip that we're going on, and hopefully not the last, because I think it's a good idea. You know, go
Yeah.
volunteer, give back to the people.
Well,
You know,
then wishing you have a good trip to
mm-hmm. Thank you,
to the
thank you.
DR. That must mean we're not having an episode next week.
No, we're probably gonna have to record another one this week. Um, or wait, no, I think we're okay. I think we're okay as long as we can definitely
Coming to you
record.
live from the Dominican Republic.
No, I think I will be back by then. I think it's
Kale Kale mail ordered his computer all the way down there.
shit. God, I hope not. Let me go back and see how long that I'm supposed to be there, because that might be
There is
very
no
important.
return flight planned yet.
God, I hope not. I do not want to be on Hispaniola forever. You know, I'm sure it's beautiful. Wouldn't want to live there forever. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, I think we might have to record 2 episodes next week, or record another one this week. Who knows? Who can really say? But yeah, we might. Yeah, yeah. I will do my best to make sure that we have an episode out that week. I don't like to miss episodes. I've gone to great lengths. I went to very, very great lengths to make sure that we didn't miss an episode when I was going to Guatemala. We stayed up from we started at like 11 p.m. and we went to like 4 a.m. recording like 2 episodes, and they were like super long because they were with my
Oh,
previous co-host's girlfriend. So we went over because we just had really good banter. And it was just, oh my god, one was like 2 hours long, and the other one was like an hour and a half. It was rough. We've
my
definitely felt the end.
my
You know.
take. Good banter is not worth the 4 a.m. grind.
Hey, but we had 2 episodes up. We didn't miss a week
Well, there you
for
go.
yeah. So I'm proud of myself for that. Um, and if we have to do that, then God willing, then it's gonna happen. You know.
And it won't go to 4 a.m.
Here's fucking hoping not, because I've got finals. I've got finals next week. Oh god. Oh god. This is all right. So this is what's really weirding me out here is I've been at this school for more than 3 years. This is going to be my final semester here, so that's really odd. You know,
And
it
then starting life at a new school.
yeah yeah it's
Exciting.
really weird and stressful and yeah, change is very spooky kabuki. Um uh uh yeah, I'm not ready for it. I'm not. I'm not. It's yeah yeah. Um, I don't know. Do you have your big red button yet?
No.
I stalled for 5 whole minutes to get you to come up with a damn big red button, and you had one job. You had
Yeah,
one uno job.
I have nothing.
Fucking kill me. All right, stall. Start stalling while I come up with one.
If you had to choose to press this red button and gain a certain benefit at the expense of a huge cost, of which these two things
Okay, I got
are.
it. I got 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 it. All right. I don't know if we've asked this one before. There's been so many that I lose track. Um, I feel like I have actually asked this one before. Um, you can see the future and predict it with 100% accuracy, but nobody will ever believe you.
Um, I would not hit the button. I think I enjoy being on the same level as other people
Mm-hmm.
in anticipating, uh, I don't know, what comes next. I
Now,
think I'd feel extensively more lonely if I was in that position.
now, see, children, this is what's called the Cassandra complex, where you, uh, yeah, again, it's after the mythological. I've definitely asked this big red button question before, but I don't care. Um, uh, where uh, Cassandra, the mythological character, um,
Cassandra.
yes, Cassandra, she was a priestess of Apollo and the daughter of King Priam of Troy, uh, uh, Troy of the Trojan Wars. She's a character in the Iliad and the Odyssey, and also the plays about fucking whatever that one dude's name is, the asshole Greek guy instead of the cool asshole, or instead of the cool Greek guy. Um, I forget his name at the time, but he. So what happened was Cassandra was a priestess of Apollo, and Apollo's like, "Damn, she fine." So he he comes down. He's like, hey baby, I'll give you the gift of prophecy if you let me hit it real quick." And she's like, "No, I'm a virgin. I take my duties seriously. I won't even sleep with Apollo, even though I'm worshiping you." Doesn't make a lot of sense. But so then he's like, "All right, I'll give you the gift of prophecy, but now nobody's gonna believe you." So when the Greeks rolled up in the horse, right? Guess who fuck it was like, there's a
There are
butt ton
people
of
in there.
there's a fuck ton of Greeks in there. There's a shit ton of Greek soldiers in there. Nobody believed her. Everyone got murked. She got kidnapped by asshole Greek king. She goes back home to asshole Greek king's house. Spoilers, by the way, for a 3,000-year-old play, but
Yeah, if you didn't know what happened 3,000 years in the past, you're
it's
fooling
kind of on you.
yourself.
It's kind of on you. Yeah, but she comes home and the guy's husband, or the guy's wife is
The guy's husband.
the guy's wife is getting way too close with one of his boys,
Her
and she's like,
boyfriend.
yeah, his wife's boyfriend,
Hmm.
literally. And she comes home and she's like, ah, because she knows she's about to fucking die. And the wife and the boyfriend kill the husband and Cassandra. And then that sparks a giant cycle of revenge by Orestes and what is it, Electra? Yeah. Anywho, yeah. But long story short,
That
I
sounds
already
awful. That
yeah,
sounds like such a terrible life.
yeah. I long story
That is
short
like
though,
that was like the worst life to have, where you can
yeah.
see the future.
But nobody believes you? Yeah, I already live that. I live that. That's me. I always see shit coming and I'm like, nobody's going to believe me. Nobody's going to believe me. And it happens and I'm always right, but nobody sees that and changes their course of action. So I already feel like I'm living that. I'd
Yeah.
rather just,
You see,
confirm it.
you've created like a loop because I don't believe you either.
I exactly. And that's what I have to live with, it's so fucking frustrating. You have no idea, dude. It
Yeah.
is so goddamn frustrating. Oh my fucking tits, dude. It is absolutely just, oh my god, it's so irritating cuz the sheer amount of times that I get it right is really it's astounding. And it's only rivaled by the amount of people who don't listen, because like I'll get it right every single time, but nobody
Mhm.
like internalizes that and it's like, maybe we should listen to the guy who keeps getting everything right. And it really is just, it's so obnoxious. It's so fucking obnoxious, you know? Cause like, I'm a pretty smart fucking dude, right? I graduated cum laude. That's something, right? But nobody takes me seriously at their own detriment. And I would say, as listeners of this podcast, and just in general, people who know me, I would say listening to me is pretty damn smart. So, that's your piece
That's
of
your two
advice.
cents. That's your
You
advice
know,
to the world. Is that
it,
if you want to hear the right advice that nobody listens to,
you know, they don't listen to it at their peril. Do you want to be better than them? Then I would listen to me. I'm pretty smart. I generally know what I'm doing, but people act like I don't for some reason. Um, yeah.
well, in the future, their eyes will be opened up to it in one way or one shape or form.
Oh, they will. They absolutely will. Um, and then I just wanted to. Oh, I have one more thing I wanted to say.
Yes.
So something that really pissed me off today. I
Lay it
retweeted this,
lay it
right?
on us.
So, I don't know if you're familiar with some more news on YouTube.
Give us
Um,
the deets.
uh, so it's it's this like leftist. uh you know, anti-capitalist, like, oh, this is why the capitalism is bad, right-wing comedians aren't funny, that sort of thing. um and he's just the most annoying kind of like online progressive person, where he's like super duper smug and up his own ass and
Yeah,
that
he's
sort of
so
thing.
far up it.
Yeah. He's so far up his own ass, he should be able to see out his own fucking throat. Um and so of course he's like, oh, the writers are striking, leftist revolution, blah 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 blah. You know, that's how it is. And um so like at the writer strike at specifically at Netflix, at the picket line at Netflix, um Imagine Dragons, showed up to do like a little like surprise concert to like, like work with the writers, because they're trying to support the writer strike. And fucking the Cody Johnston, he retweets it and he says, Imagine Dragons tries to break strike by performing. And that just fucking
That's
hit
just
me the
stirring the
wrong
pot.
way. That just hit
Stirring
me.
the pot.
It did. It hit me the wrong way. And so this is what I said. I said, imagine them doing something nice for the strikers, who Cody supports, and then he gives them shit for it, because they're doing a hell of a lot more for them than he is. He ain't doing shit. He's, oh my god, he's so fucking smug and annoying and condescending. That is the biggest problem with people left of center in this country, is the fucking condescension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a shame they have such a vocal platform
they
that
really fucking do.
we can project their messages.
Yeah, it's so fucking annoying. I of like, I can give you 3 examples right now of just people that just are so fucking annoying and smug and douchey about it. There's fucking
Let's
uh
hear them.
some more
The
news
prime
guy.
three.
Yeah, some more news guy. Thought Slime and Anthony Fantano. He's not really like a politics guy. He's like a music
We
guy.
just hate him.
He's just really fucking smug about his goddamn politics, and it's really fucking annoying, as with the other two. But Fantano is a little bit more tolerable, because politics aren't his like main thing. But like Thought Slime and Some More News, all that's their whole thing, is just politics. So if you think they're smug assholes,
If you want an ounce of original content from them, you will find nothing. You will just see a filtered opinion on the geopolitical climate that we
indeed,
all exist in.
indeed. And the worst part is, right, um I don't know if they're like, they don't feel like they're like virtue signaling so much, right? Like they genuinely seem to like believe that shit. They're not like grifting just to like, seem cool. There's some other creators who I feel do that.
Oh,
But
oh.
yeah.
If we were going a tier down even lower.
Oh, I would say they're even worse.
And the
The
kinds of talking
grifters.
heads.
No, the grifters, the ones who don't actually believe it, but they just want to seem cool and like virtue signal. I would say those are worse than the people who actually believe it, but they're just smug and annoying. Like that, they're a higher tier. I would say they're a little bit more respectable than the grifters and the virtue signalers. Yeah,
We fucking hate the grifters.
we do. I mean, all right. So the number one name, whenever I bring that up, like that type of person up, the number one person I can think of who does that is fucking Quentin Reviews, right? Quentin Reviews is like, oh my god, I watched him for a little while back in the day, and then he started putting his fucking politics in there, and he's like, yeah, I'm woke, you guys. I'm woke. Yeah, heck yeah. Orange Man bad, am I right? The Amazon. Jeff Bezos, he's bald and stupid. Oh, I love progressivism and socialism. It definitely feels like he's just doing that because he thinks it'll get him pussy. 100%. 100%. It feels like that.
That's a secret.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely feels like that because I think he said it himself that he used to be like one of those like loser nerds. Like, like the people who hate The Last Jedi because Daisy Ridley's a girl. By the way, I did an excellent parody on that. I might link that in the tweet when this episode goes out.
Yes.
Or just check it out, K Thugston TV on YouTube. Yeah, it's actually getting pretty good views right now. It's
The
kind of
stupidest
popping
of
off.
people.
But yeah, he self-admittedly used to be one of those kind of guys, right? So it just feels like he just changed from doing that because he thinks it'll get him pussy, not because he actually believes that shit. He might, but his delivery comes off like that. So that's sort of what I get from him. And I would say that that's even less respectable than the smug, annoying douchebags. But yeah, now that I've fully laid out all the beef that I have with all these larger creators,
Yes.
is there anyone you want to add on there, Maxwell, just to make our hit list?
More extensive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm more of a self-loather.
I mean, that's evident by your tone.
So I mean, do keep listening, but
Yes,
no, it is at it is at your own risk. We
indeed,
we have
indeed.
we have properly warned you. You cannot you
Yeah,
cannot say we have not.
and if you are one of those creators and you're listening to me right now, we'd love to debate you. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, uh, we're
You
not
are welcome.
cowards.
You're welcome to fight us.
Yeah, I would like to say my favorite debate on the internet was so Jay Schlatt has this new podcast, right, where it's just him like debating like other internet creators. And his episode with Hassan was just, it devolved into them showing each other's guns to each other. It was really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jebediah Schlattery, get on the. I don't know if that's your real name. Uh, Schlatt, get on this podcast. Hit us up. Well, yeah, this really is just me hitting up everyone online to just be like, hey, come on the show,
Yeah.
or asking them on a date. So, you know,
Whichever comes first.
grind set. That's some grind set type shit, dude.
Hmm.
Like that's some absolute. I'm on the grind set here, bro. For real, for real. But I think other than that, I think we should thank our patrons. Justin Connor, thank you for supporting us. Really helps us out. If you want to help support us over on Patreon, you get a cool shout out at the end of every video on the $3 tier, and then on the $5 tier, you get all these episodes early as soon as they're done editing, ad free. So that's a huge bargain for 2 extra
That's
bucks.
a wahoo right
And
there.
yeah, and you get a shout out at the end of every episode. So that's crazy, that's awesome. So you get to hear your own shout out ad free before it even goes up on Apple Podcasts and RSS and whatever else.
This is the content you should expect.
Absolutely, and you should pay for it. You should
Face
pay us
value.
for it. Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, definitely go check us out there. Patreon.com/IIHS podcast, all one word. If you want to reach out to us on social media, we are at IIHS podcast on Twitter and Instagram. I've been thinking about trying to start up a Blue Sky, so stay tuned for that. We might have that up at some point. That's the best place to. Those two websites are the best place to reach out to us for Q&A, topic suggestions, stuff like that. New updates as well. So that check us out there. Other than that,
Other than that,
yeah, I've been incredibly influential,
and I've been highly successful.
and we will talk to you guys next week.